There's a virus out there killing us. It's more destructive than COVID-19. It's breaking necks and ending lives. It's bringing people back into the streets after months of isolation. It's tearing down buildings and setting our streets and our hearts on fire. It's tearing apart families, destroying communities, and poisoning the entire human race. This virus is racism. We can no longer stay silenced. There comes a time when silence is betrayal. So voice up and say it's enough. Because silence means we are okay with racism. Silence means that we are complicit and that we accept the status quo. Silence means that we are okay with the marginalization of entire communities, people, and races. Silence means that we choose to become impotent in the face of a much needed struggle to overcome systemic barriers to equity and equality for everyone. Silence means that we are colorblind and not colorbold. Silence means that we're not stronger together but disparate, lonely, and alone. Silence means we are okay with the silent suffering of so many. Silence means we're okay with inequalities in society, with the lack of affordability and care for the most vulnerable. Silence means that we are not free to choose whom and how we love. Silence is a betrayal of your calling when you stand idly by as they are bullied. Silence is a betrayal when we refuse to create psychological safety in the workplace. Silence is a betrayal when we walk past a homeless person, hungry, crying, depressed, alone on the street, and we pretend they don't exist. Silence is a betrayal when we don't see, we don't speak, we don't help, we don't foster trust, we don't stand up, we don't speak up to honor our values. Silence means that we don't believe there's a huge problem with society, government, and the current world order. Silence means we are complicit to slavery and cultural misappropriation and centuries of arrogant colonization. Silence means that we accept identity theft and denial and the subjugation of the other. Silence means that we allow our indigenous lands to be expropriated. Silence means that we continue to deny the climate crisis. Silence means that we choose to remain oblivious to nature fighting back with COVID-19. And in spite of being brought down to our knees, we arrogantly crouch over the necks of our sisters and brothers with our knees and use them as weapons to rob them of their dignity and their basic human rights and their lives. Silence is no longer acceptable. Silence is a betrayal to our shared humanity. We must step up, speak up, stand up, and raise our voice to break the silence. This is not a war of color or creed. It is a war between evil and good, and we come from many different sides together as allies to say enough. So voice up. The time has come to break our silence and dismantle racism. We may come from many different backgrounds, but we form one nation, humankind.